Hello and welcome. My name is Lars Magnus and this is Football Player Ratings, a channel where we normally discuss how to rank and evaluate football players using mathematical models and historical match data. This video, however, is a bit special. Instead of discussing how to evaluate football players, I will take this opportunity to present a football version of the game called 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Games such as 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon are based on the idea that everyone is connected to everyone else through relatively short chains of interactions. In the example of Kevin Bacon, the idea is that Hollywood actors are connected to each other if they appear in the same movie, and that most actors are connected indirectly to Kevin Bacon through less than 6 steps. The minimum number of steps in which an actor is connected to Kevin Bacon becomes that actor's Bacon number. As an example, former Wimbledon player Vinnie Jones has a Bacon number of 2, as he starred with Ray Wise in the movie 7-10 Split, and Ray Wise starred with Kevin Bacon in the movie X-Men First Class. Actually, there are several former football players that have low Bacon numbers. Other examples including former Aston Villa striker John Carew or former Man United midfielder David Beckham. The game 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon is to name any reasonably known Hollywood actor and find movies that link this actor with Kevin Bacon. I have included links in the description below, both to a YouTube video where Kevin Bacon talks about the origins of the game bearing his name, as well as a website that can be used to find links between Bacon and other actors. So the question becomes, in football, how closely linked are the different players? I suggest that players are linked if they appear for the same team in the same match. With that definition, what would then be a typical length of a chain from a given player to any other player? Is 6 links enough? To make this into a game, a central player has to be chosen. Given that Lionel Messi is the highest ranked player according to our rating model, he is a natural choice to start off with. Although the database that we use is relatively limited, with around 140,000 matches included, we obtain a list of 204 different players that have appeared as teammates of Messi. In the game 6 Degrees of Lionel Messi himself would get a Messi number of 0, while his 204 different teammates would get a Messi number of 1. Players that have been teammates with the teammates of Messi would then get a Messi number of 2, and so on. One example of a player with a Messi number of 2 would be Cristiano Ronaldo. Both Ronaldo and Messi have played together with Deco, for example. Another example could be Freddy Adu. Lionel Messi has played with Angel Di Maria on Argentina, and Angel Di Maria has played with Freddy Adu at Benfica. Given these examples, would we expect that most players have a Messi number of just 2? Using our current database to generate the statistics, we get the following distribution of Messi numbers. The most common Messi number is 3, and about 55% of the players in the database has this distance to Messi. Quite interestingly, around 1% of all players in the database have a Messi number of 7 or higher. Also, using the current database, around 3.5% of the players are not connected to Messi using our current definition. This is a bit surprising, but the explanation is that the database contains a few teams that only appear in very few matches and that the players involved do not otherwise appear in the database. Just to give one example, Ted Sikovi only appears in 1 match in the database, when he defended the goal for Samoa against Papua New Guinea in June 2016. He is recorded with 13 different teammates. However, neither of them are connected to any other players with a path to Lionel Messi. Moving on. Messi may be a bit of an odd choice as the central player, as although he has had a long career, he has only appeared for 2 teams, Argentina and Barcelona, and therefore only has 204 different teammates. So, in the whole database, which is the player that has the most different teammates? The answer is Iceland's Eidur Gudjonsson. Playing for 13 different teams in the database, when including Iceland, he has had 395 different teammates, almost twice as many as Messi. His Messi number is 1, of course, as they played together for Barcelona. If we use Gudjonsson as the central player instead of Messi, the distribution of distances to other players does not change too much. The majority of players has a Gudjonsson number of 3, and while there were 7 players with a distance of 10 to Messi, all reachable players from Gudjonsson can be reached in at most 9 links. So while it's possible to play both 6 degrees of Lionel Messi or 6 degrees of Eidur Gudjonsson, other games have been proposed earlier. The blog Mildly Scientific proposed a version centered around Zlatan Ibrahimovic, with links between players if they played for the same domestic club at the same time, but not necessarily in the same match. The Irish sports website Balls suggested 6 degrees of Ian Hart. They also illustrated some of the paths from Hart to a selection of well-known footballers. Of course, I have to use this opportunity to update their numbers a bit. While they suggested that Messi can be reached in 4 steps from Ian Hart, there is now actually a path with only 3 steps. Messi has now played with Paulinho at Barcelona, Paulinho has played with Aaron Lennon at Tottenham, and Lennon played with Hart at Leeds. There is also a shorter path between Hart and Maradona than the one given by Balls, but I will not spoil that one for those who want to try for themselves. What do you think about 6 degrees of Lionel Messi? Do you know a good database that can be used to check for solutions? Please let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out my other videos on this channel.